Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's call. This is Brad Lewis with Premier Marketing, and I'm joined by Mark Aremia with Liberty Bankers Life. We're excited that you took time out of your busy day to hear about this new process that Liberty Bankers Life has. So what we're going to do today is we're going to dive into the product itself, just to give a quick overview of the product for those that aren't familiar with Liberty Bankers Life. Liberty Bankers Life has been a great partner of ours. They have a great product and process. So the process just improved. So we wanted to make sure we got out in front of you, shared the process of doing business with Liberty Bankers Life and how easy it is to do business with them as well. So during the call today, we'll be doing questions at the end of the call. So you'll see in the app here, the GoToMeeting app, that you can enter in your questions, and then we'll address those questions at the end of the call today. But with that, I want to turn it over to Mark Aremia. Mark, you can go ahead and take it away. We're happy to have you on today's call.
Thank you, Brad, and welcome to the Liberty Bankers Life Agent Opportunity webinar. What we're showing right now is the home office building centrally located between DFW and Love Field in Dallas, Texas, and probably 2 exits down from Integrity's corporate office. So if you're in the Dallas area, we'd love to host you and would invite you in. Just give us a quick call and we'll make sure we can set that up for you. So what I'm going to talk about today is Liberty Bankers final expense program, the product, our platform, and then go into our new e-app and mobile pre-check tool. And I'm going to start with a little bit about Liberty Bankers Life. Founded in 1957, actually domiciled in Oklahoma. Now our executive offices are and administrative offices are located in Texas. We have over 2.5 billion in assets, over 200 million in capital and surplus. We offer fixed life insurance, fixed annuities, Medicare supplement insurance, and now we have supplemental health products. Our subsidiaries include Capital Life Insurance Company and American Benefit Life. Our motto is to try to do business with us easy. We do have the paperless application process. That has not gone away for agents who continue and wish to use that. We've added a new e-app and mobile pre-check tool, which gives you on-the-spot underwriting. You'll know before you go. And then always we have Social Security billing. Our website to manage your business, you will need to have the website up and going to use the e-app. And also on our website, it is an excellent tool to help you manage your business. You'll find all your reports there, your commission statements, which we pay daily. We also have a lead bonus program for our gold agents, which I'll address shortly, and then a unique convention incentive program. Nobody's heard of rollover points, but we offer that. Our final expense program includes 3 plans. We have the SIMPL, which is offered both on a preferred and standard basis, and they both have first day coverage. And then in addition, we have a modified whole life. We have excellent riders for the SIMPL program: Children's Rider, Grandchild Rider, accidental death, and at no cost an accelerated death benefit rider. The SIMPL preferred and standard is a guaranteed whole life product. Issue ages 18 to 80, and folks, we go to age last birthday for all our policies. Face amounts $3,000 to $30,000. Level death benefit. The preferred is issued standard to Table 6. What does Table 6 mean? Well, on the height and weight chart, 5'8", 304 pounds. Standard is issued up to Table 10. Standard will take COPD for non-smoking COPD and those who are not taking more than 2 steroid packs per year. Insulin-dependent diabetics can qualify for both preferred or standard. So go through the underwriting on the worksheet, and that can tell you exactly what your clients can qualify for. All the riders are available for preferred and standard simple plans. And something we do that I have not heard of, if your client will pay the first year premium annually, they'll get a 20% discount. And beginning the second year, if they wish to continue annually, that'll be fine. It'll be the full premium, or they can switch over to bank draft. The modified whole life plan, designed for those who have a need for final expense, yet they're dealing with difficult health issues. It's not guaranteed issue, pretty close to it. It's issued up to a table 22. We go ages 40 to 80, 1,000 to 20,000, and the rates are male, female, nicotine, and non-nicotine. A little bit of a chart. Our modified is a little bit unique. The first 3 years is the modification period. If death occurs as a result of an accident, we will pay the face amount. And here I'm going to use a $10,000 face amount as an example. So in the first 3 years, if the client dies as a result of an accident, we'll pay the $10,000. If it's a result of a non-accident, they'll get all the premiums plus 10%. Now, beginning year 4. Year 4 is 3 years and 1 day after the issue date. The full death benefit of $10,000 goes into effect regardless of how death occurs. Then in year 5, the client, if they're still alive, bonused up 5%. Year 6, bonused up another 5%, and then will continue the rest of the policy for the lifetime of the policy. So that $10,000 becomes $11,000 in year 6, which is 5 years and 1 day from the issue date, remains that way, and the premiums have not increased. Here's an example of our rates. I got a female non-nicotine age 65 and a male non-nicotine 65 for 10,000 face amount. And you'll see our preferred, standard, and modified rates on the board. And as you can tell, I think we're pretty competitive. We're not the cheapest, by far we're not the most expensive. All right, back in 2017, we added at no cost on all SIMPL plans the accelerated death benefit rider. That means if your client is diagnosed with a terminal illness or a chronic illness, all certified by a physician, they can access up to 80% of their face amount to use for living benefits. That leaves 20% of the face amount still available for death. So as you're talking to your clients and advising them, remember, if you're going to talk about that benefit, they still need enough coverage for the funeral. We also have a child's term insurance rider. This is sold in units. 1 unit equals $5,000 of level term coverage to age 25. It covers all eligible and insurable children. You can sell up to 4 units, which would give them $20,000. Now, we do not limit the face amount of the child rider to what the proposed insured or the parent gets. So the parent can actually take out a $5,000 death benefit and put $20,000 child rider benefit on that policy. The cost is $3.49 per unit. So 4 units would run $13.96 a month to give all children $20,000. Now here's the good part. This is building up your future lead system. At age 25, first of all, the child rider is convertible to their own policy at any time. So if they have $20,000 now and they reach 18 or 19 and they want their own policy, that's fine. They're guaranteed to convert over, no underwriting, guaranteed issue. However, at age 25 or marriage, whichever comes first, they're guaranteed issue up to 5 times the rider. So that 20,000 becomes 100,000. Your client's child turns 25 or got married, you hop on over to the house. one service form to be signed, a bank draft form, and a check for the first premium, and you're guaranteed issued a $100,000 policy on that person. Okay, child must be insurable at the time of application. Future children are automatically insured at 15 days old. And this includes children, stepchild, or legally adopted children. The Grandchild Rider, a little bit different. The benefit is $7,500 coverage per child. And again, level term up to their age 25. The premium is $1.20 per month per grandchild. It's not a unit. If the insured grandparent were to pass prior to the age 25 or marriage of the grandchild, they're guaranteed to convert to 2 times the death benefit. However, at age 25 or marriage, again, 5 times the original face amount. So that would be $37,500 guaranteed issue on the grandchild. Now, if you're in a house and you sell grandma and grandpa, you can put this rider on both policies to give them $15,000. Any grandchild, great-grandchildren of the insured, including step and legally adopted, are eligible to apply. The accidental death and dismemberment, another excellent rider, and I believe this is the best in the industry. This not only pays for an accidental death, but if they accidentally lose the use of both eyes, both hands, or both arms, I should say, or both legs, we will pay the accidental death and dismemberment rider benefit. So let's use an example of $10,000. And your client gets in a car wreck, airbag goes off, their glasses with that little thing in the middle punctures their eyes in serious accident. They lose eyesight. $10,000 death dismemberment benefit. The life insurance is still in force for the rest of their life. Let's suppose they only lose one eye or one arm or one hand or one foot. We will pay half the benefit. You look at our premiums, age 18 to 59, it's only $1 per thousand per year. So on a $10,000 policy, the rate goes up 93 cents for the month. Ages 60 to 69, $2. $10,000 policy, $1.85 a month. Yes, we issue ages 70 all the way up to age 80 on the accidental death. And this benefit is covers them to age 100, lifetime of the policy. Okay, now that's about the product. What I want to talk about now is our making it easy to do business. Taking an application, you have choices now. We are not getting rid of our traditional telephone application, the postie, where it's a paperless app process. The worksheet, the application worksheet is still on the website. You can download it and you can continue doing business like you used to. No change there. We have added an e-app, which we're going to go into. And recently we announced that we're using the simplified application for juvenile policies. There's no telephone, no e-app for that. Basically, you fill it out and you fax that one in. So let's talk about selling the traditional way. Is you make the final expense sale, pre-qualifying your client with the new application worksheet. Then you make the call to MRS, toll free, to initiate the point of sale interview and the instant underwriting decision. Now, as you can tell, in the last 45 days, we changed the format to where we moved all the questions that are needed to give you an underwriting decision up front. So within 10 to 14 minutes, depending on how prepared everything is, you will have a decision, an underwriting decision on what we will issue that client. And then you can continue the rest of the app, the banking information, the telephone, the beneficiary, the banking, and the rest of the the finishing up of the app. So we've streamlined that. I am going to start our new, bear with me a second. Okay, we talked about that. Our object here with the new tools, the eApp and the pre-check mobile tool, is to save you time and help you in the field. What is the pre-check mobile tool? Basically, it's an app on your phone. If you haven't downloaded it yet, you need to go get it done. There's 3 options now. It's just like the old rate calculator. You tap on the pre-check app, and you're going to have 3 options here. You're going to have a rate check where you can continue to do final expense quoting. You're going to have a prescription lookup check that you can put in type in the client's medication, and it will tell you what the indication of the medication is used for. It will tell you what the probable underwriting status would be. You will get a green thumbs up, either in front of the preferred, standard, or modified, or you'll get a thumbs down decline for either one of those. So you'll know how the medication will affect your underwriting. The third tool is the underwriting lookup. There, you can scan with your phone, you scan the back of the client's driver's license or state issued ID. It will populate a form. You take a picture of the front of the license, check the information from the license, add the add the weight of the client, add their social security number. They read the disclosure, they take a selfie, they sign the authorization, and within a minute, you will get the underwriting decision on that client. You got to be face to face with them. Now, what does that do? All right, you'll have a green button on your phone if you want to continue with the product, with the sale, and do the telephone app. When you hit the green button, they already have the pre-population of the information you gave. They have the underwriting from the script check and everything. So now it's going to be based on the answers to the health questions of the application and finishing the app. So that's going to save you time on a telephone interview. If you wish to do an e-app, then you would log on, and we're going to continue with that right here. First of all, you must be an active agent to complete the e-app, because you're going to go to your agent portal to launch it. You must have active internet connection through the process. If you do lose connectivity during the interview, don't worry. Everything is saved as you go. You just have to go back on and get to your cases and click back on it. That system supports Firefox, Edge, Chrome, Safari. It does not work well. I don't think you can work with it on Internet Explorer. Pending, which means not submitted yet, cases will stay on the My Cases page for 5 days after the application is started, after which they'll be deleted. Now, if you do pre-check with your mobile tool, when you're face-to-face, if you want to just check before you get involved in all this, that will be shown on My Cases. All right, documents you must verify, they're going to ask you, received during the application process. You need the accelerated death benefit disclosure. All that is all the disclosures are attached to the Paperless app worksheet. The replacement form for the owner's state, whether or not you're replacing. Remember, a lot of the NAIC states require a replacement form, whether you replace or not. We're taking care of all the signatures for the replacement form, including replacements now with an e-app or the telephone interview. And then, of course, if the state of Alabama and Pennsylvania require one disclosure. Okay, how you get to the e-app? You log on to lbig.com and click on the red My LBIG portal. Go to Final Expense, click there, and then you will add your ID and password. Now, what we found out since we introduced this, a lot of agents have yet to go to their agent portal. Shame. On our agent portal, if you haven't been there, you're going to find a wealth of information. You'll find your production, your persistency, how you're doing. You'll find your commission statements, all the forms. You'll know how many policies you have lapsed, your lapse report, everything that you have that concerns your personal business and your downline business is all on the website. So once you log in, you're going to see here at the top your dashboard. You got products, forms, policies, reports, statements, which are commission statements, your agent info. Make sure we have your current email and phone numbers because we do blast out information. And there you go, e-app right here. Or if you can't read like I can't, you got a big thing here. Click here to launch the e-app, or over here for instructions if you still want to read up on it. Once you're in, you're going to do a quick risk assessment using the e-app. Unless you've done it face-to-face and you've done it with the pre-check tool, it'll show up under My Cases. And how we do that, here's what the My Cases page kind of looks like. You got two questions here. Do you want to go to, if you did the pre-check, your case is here, click on the case, and you can continue with that app process. If it's totally new, you hit Start Interview. Okay. In the Start Interview, you'll go through questions that we're going to need on the agent, who the agent is, and about your insured, the policy owner. Okay. You're also going to be asked, is there going to be an additional owner or a payor? They will need to be available at the point of sale for this. If the policy is owned by someone else, or if the policy, if the insured is in another state, remember the state of the resident of the owner is where you must be licensed, and uplines as well. Just want to give that as a precaution. Okay, the information that you'll add on your on the insured will be all the stuff that we'll need, you know, name, address, telephone number, social security number, which we're going to need, date of birth, and all that. An important part of the e-app process is how are they going to be signing the e-app. If you're face-to-face, no problem. The client is only going to type their name to sign it. Okay. If there's an additional owner or payer, they'll be typing to sign it as well. If you're not face-to-face, if you're doing telesales, don't worry. You just call MRS, you call the toll-free number to get a voice signature activation. It takes 2 minutes. They're going to ask them to agree to the disclosures and take the voice signature, and then give you an authorization for that. Then they'll instruct you to go back to the e-app and finish it. So no DocuSigns, no emails for the signature. It's either done personally typing it by the individual, or calling in for a voice signature. So you continue with that. You answer all the health questions. If it's necessary, you'll see now that if there's a yes answer to a health question, there'll be a reflexive question to ask you an additional information, because we're going to do the whole underwriting up front without a telephone call. Once you submit, also be aware that while you're doing the e-app, the on-the-spot underwriting system is running script check and MIB of that nature. If they find no information on your client, then there will be a question that pops up to ask you about any medications that they are taking for any of the health issues that are on the application. So you submit that, and you're going to get the decision. You'll get a congratulations. Do you want to continue with the decision that was made? And if you want to, great. If you don't, you just saved a lot of time. So you continue with the rest of the remainder of the application. You're going to go into first the plan information, face amount, riders, premium mode, how they want to pay it, and then they'll give you the actual premium so your client can see it. The e-app will also validate bank account information. Now, it's only going to validate the routing number and the account number. Has nothing to do how much is in their bank account. It just makes sure that you have a valid bank draft that that can be used for the product. We also ask, do you want the Social Security matching days, which are the Wednesdays, the 1st and the 3rd. Okay, the replacement details will be asked. The beneficiary information will be asked. Agent final sign off and verifications, where you want to mail the policy, and if you're related to the insured. You electronically submit it. You'll get a congratulations. You'll get a case number, and then you can open up the copy of the application that's actually submitted. You can save it or to your computer for the future, or print it off. The policy then will show up in your policy portal of the agent on the agent website, to where you can track your policy once it's in the system. And then you just close close out of the browser, and you're good to go. We really appreciate the business. We enjoy working with our agents. We try to give good service. Please be note that since we introduced the e-app, we are getting flooded with phone calls. So we're not ignoring you. We're here to help. And I know Brad and his team do an excellent job with helping their agents. So with that in mind, I'm ready for questions.
Thanks, Mark. Way to go on that presentation. Appreciate you covering all that information. It's really neat to see how technology is kicking in and how we can get an instant decision. In fact, you can find out how the client's going to end up before you even complete the application. So what a benefit out in the field. I can't imagine how much better that makes it for agents out there. So again, if you have any questions, type them in. We got some questions to cover here, but if you have any that pop up, make sure you get those typed in, and we'll jump into the questions here real quick. So Mark, the first question is, Jerry has, how long is the PHI taking? What's the time frame on that?
The telephone interview, the way we designed it, and again, each case is different, depends on how prepared you are with the information and and how it flows. Within the first 10 to 14 minutes, you will have an underwriting decision. Okay. After that, it just depends. The average time is about 21, 22 minutes. Child riders, grandchild riders take a little bit longer because we're taking that application as well. So the first 10 to 14 minutes, you should have a decision, and you'll know what exact plan your client's going to get. And then after that, it's finished wrapping up the app.
Perfect.
Now remember,
okay.
I must make this comment for everybody, if you don't mind. The e-app requires 0 telephone interview.
Yeah, great point. So if you're doing the e-app, it avoids that part because we're going to get an instant decision through the process.
Correct. Unless, of course, you do the voice activation.
Okay. And then as far as the hours of operation for the underwriting decision,
Um,
if they're doing that process?
yes, the hours of operation are, and this is Central Time. I believe it's 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I wasn't prepared for that. It's out there. The telephone interview is available Monday through Friday and Saturdays, limited time on Saturday. So East Coast time, I believe, is it may be 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock Central. So it's 9 o'clock East Coast time to 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and we go to 6 p.m. on Friday. Now the EAP you can do anytime, except
Perfect.
they're not open for the voice signature. They won't be open for the voice signature after hours.
Okay, great. Yeah, and that's right on the top of the Paperless app worksheet, I think, if I remember correctly there. So, and then as far as that app that you mentioned that you can download on your phone, is that on Apple, and is it also available on an Android
Yeah,
tablet, for
absolutely.
example?
Go to your store and look for LBL pre-check and download it from there.
So it's the LBL pre-check is what you want to search for?
Correct.
Okay, I'm going to test that real quick here. There it is. Perfect. Yeah, so just go to LBL pre-check and you'll be able to find that. So that's perfect. And then you mentioned that first payment options. Is there disability credit cards available? Dan was asking that question.
No, we do not do Direct Express.
Okay. Thank you. And then as far as the EAP, what do you see from a time frame on that EAP from start to finish? What's the average on that you guys are expecting?
Well, I can't comment on that. We've only have 3 days of that, but everybody that's used the EAP was excited. It just depends on how quick you can type in your information, but the decision is done within a minute.
Okay. So it just kind of depends on the client and their impairments, things of that
Exactly.
nature, and medications that you're
Well,
entering. Yep,
yeah,
absolutely. So that's going to vary by the client. Yep. Okay. And the pre-check tool that's available, if the client or if the agent decides to use the postie process for that, does that decision still hold? Should it
yeah,
transfer over if they do the pre-check and then go to postie?
yes, everything holds if you do the
Okay.
underwriting pre-check.
Okay, perfect. And then let's see here. So you mentioned in the accidental death product or policy when it pays out, the 5% in policy year 6. Can you review that again
Okay.
from your presentation there?
Okay. On I'm assuming that's all regarding to the modified whole life, the accidental. Okay, and the modified whole life, the modification period it's a 3-year modified. So in the first 3 years, if they die naturally, it's a return of premium plus 10%, like all other modifieds. However, if they die from an accident, we'll pay the full face amount. Okay, now that's the beginning part. The bonus part of our modified is that if when they get to year 5, the face amount's bonused up 5%. In year 6, we give another 5% bonus. So if a client has a modified and they live 5 years in 1 day, that's the 6th policy year, their original face amount is 10% higher.
All right, perfect. Thanks for covering that again. As far as IDs, you mentioned that you get the back of their driver's license. Would that include a driver's license or a state ID? Would one
Yes,
of them work? John had that question. Okay,
that's
so
correct.
either or.
That's correct. Either or, and I have not heard of a state yet that doesn't have the barcode on the back. But I have used it, and I've used it on myself. I've tested it many times. You just hover over the back of the license and the front, take a picture of the front. We do require you to be face to face with the applicant. The tool is costing us every time an agent clicks for a underwriting decision.
All right, sounds good. As far as the quote engine, is that something that can be client facing? Franklin had that question. If that could be something on their website that they could use to quote Liberty Bankers to their clients on their website.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's where you have to go to the website to get the directions on how to load it. Number one, but yes, you can load it to your anything, to your desktop, laptop, tablet, iPhone, or smartphone. So it's available.
So a client could go on and run their own quote.
Oh no,
essentially.
Clients can't run their quotes. The agents have to do it.
Okay. All right. So it's for agent use only. Okay.
Correct.
Perfect. And then Eileen had a question in regards to chargebacks. If a policy would or just what the general chargeback provisions are on the policy in the event that the clients either pass in the first year or if they cancel the policy, anything along that line. Can you cover that quick?
Sure. If first of all, only on the modified, there's a chargeback for death in the first year. Okay. Other than that, there's no chargeback for death, unless the policy is rescinded, of course, and everybody does that. Chargebacks for lapses, we charge back the unearned advance commission if there's any. So if you're on as earned, there's no chargeback. If you've been advanced 9 months and the client drops it after 6 months, you're going to be charged back 3 months.
That's pretty well standard everywhere, so that follows along with what everybody else pretty much does there. So, as far as the appointment process, Betty has a question. Do you guys require E&O? And then also about how long are you running on getting agents appointed?
Okay, good question. No, we do not require E&O, but I recommend it. As far as how long it's taken, it is slower. The first, we're just in time. Remember, Oklahoma now is became a pre-appoint state back the first of the year. But as far as how long it takes, it's taken about 10 business days, 2 weeks. And due to the COVID and all that, I hate to blame things on that, but we're at the mercy of the background check and the states being able to actually appoint the agent. So with all the work at home and the off-site working for all the vendors that do this nationwide, it is taking a little bit longer. But once you're in the system, once you're good to go, it's all like clockwork.
Okay, so that kind of answers Ebony's question here. She mentioned that new agent hasn't written a policy yet, wants to know if the EAP option is only available for agents who have written business already. It's actually available for anybody that gets a writing number and can access the website, right?
No, you have to be an active agent to use the EAP.
Okay.
Okay, so basically your first app will be a telephonic app. Now you can use the pre-check. You can use the pre-check to pre-qualify and then hit the green button to do the application process. And again, using the pre-check underwriting before you do a telephone call will cut down on the telephone call.
Okay. And then John has a follow-up to the driver's license or state ID. Do you need that driver's license or state ID for the EAP? Do you have to have it? Is it required?
No. Nope.
Okay. And then the initial payment, what are the options for initial payment? Is it just a checking account? So routing number and account number, or is there other options available?
Checking and savings, or
Checking and savings.
you can send in a quarterly, 6-month, or annual premium.
Okay. Lots of great questions here. So let me just keep up here for a second. Got a few more here to go. Just making sure we covered everything. Just a question on the height and weight chart, on what is considered average and what is considered obese. You guys have really a pretty flexible height weight chart, Mark, and I think that's maybe something we just need to get in your hands, Eileen, and that way you can take a look at it to see how they rate.
Under
but you guys have a very liberal.
Yep. Under quick links on your agent dashboard page, there is on the left-hand side below announcements, you'll see quick links, and go to final expense quick links, and there's a build chart there, and it's pretty heavy. I think on the modified, think about this, on our modified 5'8", I think goes up to 420 pounds. Don't quote me on it, but I do believe, I think.
Okay.
I don't have that in front of me.
Oh, okay. No problem. We can get out that height and weight chart if you don't have it already, just ask one of the marketers and we can get it for you. Follow-up question on the ID, is a DMV check used to determine eligibility for the client?
No.
Okay, so you're just using it for ID purposes only?
Correct.
And let's see here.
If you can still see my screen, I'm logging in to the Final Expense web portal. And right here, quick links, Final Expense, bill chart. Oh, I'm sorry, modified 391 pounds for 5'8".
4'8".
5'8" right here.
Oh, 5'8". 5'8". Yep, there you go. Perfect. Yep, so very liberal.
Right, and right up here, there's my persistency, there's your production. But right here's the e-app, right here's the launch it. I'm gonna hit launch. It's loading, and there's the e-app. There's my test cases. Start interview. Start LBL e-app. Bingo. Did you use pre-check? Yes or no? Nope. Next. And there we go with the information from here to down here. It doesn't take that long, and you're going to get your decision.
Great. Thanks for showing that, Mark. We did have a question from Anna on where to find it, so you showed her exactly where that was. That's perfect.
2 places right there, or right here, big. Then we even have the directions here.
Perfect. And then clients with ITINs, are they available to be used? Are they eligible for coverage?
Well, I didn't understand the question. Clients with
ITINs?
Oh, as long as a client has a tax ID number for them personally. Okay.
So they have to have a tax ID. Perfect.
Right. Now, I would also warn that most of I understand where the question's coming from. If they don't have any prescription drug, that you might not find the prescription drug history, that may pop up the question to add in what medications they're taking.
Okay. Let's see here. And a question on, do I have to be active to have access to the website?
No. You can generically log in by using the username is life, L-I-F-E, and the password is agent, A-G-E-N-T. But again, you won't be able to use the e-app. You'll have
Won't be able
information
to use that until you have an agent number, right?
until you actually write your first case and you get appointed. But you'll have access from everything from here down. You'll see all the news and announcements, the quick links. You can get to the forms, because if you don't have any business in, then there's no statements, there's no reports, there's no policies or anything of that nature.
Okay. And then the pre-check, will that help determine if it's preferred or standard? And then they can complete the e-app or postie.
Correct.
So we'll actually tell them if it's what rating class they'll be, or
yeah,
how they qualify.
Correct. You'll get a green check mark or thumbs up next to the preferred or standard or modified, whichever one, the best one that they can qualify for. So if they qualify for preferred, all three products will be highlighted with a thumbs up, because you still haven't answered the health questions.
Great. Okay. And John had a question about, yeah, John, before you can do the e-app, you have to write a app through Postie first, and then you'll have access to the e-app there. The height weight chart for new agent, you should be able to get that with the passcode that Mark just offered you, or you can contact us here and we can get that for you.
Correct.
As far as issue ages for the product again, Mark?
On the SIMPL, it's 18 to 80, and on the modified, 40 to 80.
Okay. And then as far as how the agent's paid, when we talk about advancing, is it when the first draft clears, or is it when the product's issued?
Well, that depends on you guys. We mostly pay when the product is approved or issued, I should say. I think that's how you guys are set up.
Okay, but we can change it to, if an agent wants to change it, can you change it to an agent when the draft clears?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, perfect. Yeah, got a couple more here, actually.
Yeah, as you can tell on the website, you can see what status you are, how much your trip points are, your last deposit, policies passed.
We need to get you ramped up a little bit, Mark. We need to get your production to go up a little bit here, buddy.
I think these are, yeah, well, I think this is, I don't know where this comes from. I think this only when they can dummy up.
There you go. Got a couple more questions to finish up here. If you're not face-to-face, can you still use the pre-check?
No, because they have to sign. And remember, we're actually tapping into their script check. We're actually tapping into MIB and stuff. So that they have to sign and authorize that pre-check. Okay. Now, when you're using the e-app, remember, they're either going to sign it there or they're going to do a voice signature. When you hit that button with all the information before you get the underwriting decision, all that's been taken care of, either by phone, we can accommodate the phone sales or the personal face-to-face sales.
Okay. And then on the pre-check, you can do a medication check there as well, right?
Correct. And now, again, that's a single medication lookup. It doesn't give you a true underwriting, I should say, what probability. I mean, it gives you an indication, because it can't look at that lookup cannot look up the whole package of what the applicant's actually on. So it'll give you an indication of how that medication looks at from underwriting purposes.
Okay, so I think we're really kind of, there's two different parts to that. There's a medication lookup that will tell you if it's an eligible medication, but it doesn't look at all of them. And then there's also a pre-check, which the client's authorizing to run the background checks that gives you a decision, but you're not actually entering any information or health conditions at that time. You're just getting the reporting back, right?
Correct. The pre-check is reporting you back to you what the script check stuff looks like, which is the big,
Yeah, so they're
that's the major thing of underwriting.
Yeah, so they don't have to enter anything. They're actually going to go pull that for you, so you don't have to enter it in.
Exactly.
Yeah, perfect. And then real quick, can you give the agent support number again for agents?
Yes, I can. Can you see that, or do I need to adjust it?
You bet. It's right there. So it's the 214 number.
Yep. 214 5292.
Perfect. And we are recording today's webinar, so we can definitely get you a replay of that. So a lot of great questions today.
Excellent.
Mark, that's it for the questions, believe it or not. But man, you did a great job today. A lot of interest in this, so I appreciate everybody taking time out of their day. Mark Aremia, we appreciate you always. You're a great partner of ours, and we appreciate the relationship with Liberty Bankers Life. And folks, that's it for today. We appreciate you being on today's call. Thank you very much. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, guys.